Let's fucking go. We about to go big. Kill him with the PrizePicks. Let's fucking go. About to go big. Kill him with the PrizePicks. About to go big. Kill him with the PrizePicks. 24/7 researching, it's all a fantasy. But if I make the right phase, it pays automatically. Bankroll showing that I know it, dope strategy. On a winning streak, I'm stacking a dose of the bookies, all get mad at me. Confident with how it plays, not clicking on a flex today. All I see is green and we all about to get paid. Arrogant shots on the stream, they be killing it. Never gonna stop it, I like if you feel it. Thinking the players, they all never time you can't make up your mind and just go with your gut. Looked around, we found a glitch, no toast allowed, just post a list. Sophia's fine, sat to his stick, and Caitlin Clark just doesn't miss. Win, lose or draw, we never quit. When we shoot the ball, it's another switch. Submit the link, it'll make you rich, and we going big, don't be a bitch. Let's fucking go, we about to go big. Kill him with the PrizePicks. Let's fucking go. About to go big. Kill him with the PrizePicks. About to go big. Kill him with the PrizePicks. We about to go big. We about to go big. About to go big. Kill him with the PrizePicks. About to go big. Kill him with the PrizePicks.
Yo, yo, yo. What's happening?
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Welcome back to Just Cash. Oh, man. What a day. We are here back at you on a Saturday special, breaking down our four-game WNBA, or not WNBA, so used to saying that, our four-game women's Olympic basketball. And as always, joined by Underrated. What's going on, man? How are you?
I am good. We're having fun. We're doing well. Making a comeback with the Olympics. We had a couple days that were a little bit, they weren't bad, but they weren't as great as we wanted them to be. And then the last 2 days, buddy, you've been smacking.
It's been nice. It's been really nice. Hopefully you guys have been able to catch some of this, here between the streams and in the Discord. So much appreciated for the support. We're hoping to continue this through the weekend and, hopefully looking for a big close here on our final rounds of the group play. So before we hop into it, if you guys do us a huge favor, make sure and hit that like and subscribe button. Y'all have been phenomenal with the likes, so thank you so much. Deeply appreciated. And also while you're down there, make sure to check out the free link or the links to the 7-day free trial for the Discord. Check out our Patreon. We're cooking up a whole lot of stuff in there. I know the soccer channel especially, man, absolutely on fire right now. Shout out to our guy Big DZ, absolute soccer goat. And we've had, coach as well in there cooking it up between soccer, baseball, just a ton of stuff going on. So it's been really great and, looking to finish the weekend strong. So let's see what we can do here.
Yeah, man. And I see you already got some good ones. They look good again. Just like yesterday. Remember yesterday? I was like, there's not a million people here because we're at a random time and we're tired as shit. But those are the kind of days that come through. And what happened? They all hit except Big Meg.
Yeah, Meg was the only miss, that we had, unfortunately. But the whole lot of stuff that we talked about, we had a nice clean sweep on the Underdog play. So even though Drew Holiday sat, which was kind of unfortunate, our the other two options between Curry and Condit both came through.
Yeah.
And PrizePicks was just, a ton of good value. There's even a bunch of stuff that we just kind of glanced over and talked about that also came through. And from the stream as well, got a shout out to our book knowledge here. We absolutely slayed it with every single bit that we were talking about for the spread, the team totals, money lines, all that stuff. So if you listen to anything for that, you made money. So looking pretty good for early Saturday kind of business done for the day. And with these strange start times, we're going to have some early games tomorrow. We got one really early as usual, and then the early game and then the other two. So a couple things to talk about here. One, I will shout out. I was kind of surprised to see Underdog actually already dropped stuff for the women's. They've been kind of holding back on this stuff, and very cautious about it, but we got some, second half plays, and also good to see, a nice healthy board for a lot of the ladies. So I'm super excited. This bodes well for us to possibly get a lot of second half action tomorrow.
Oh yeah, and hopefully it won't be like today, because we were close. We were so close. Oh man, we were so close today. Karlik, why Karlik? All he needed was one. Jokic just needed to hit those free throws. Oh, betting gods. I despise you.
Yep. A couple of tough beats amongst the really, really good start that we had to the day. So even though, yes, they did come up a little short, for their respective second half props, at least they got there for their full game.
Yep.
Especially Karlik. Oh man, him banging in that three was like so perfect. I cannot even.
Yeah, and he played 40 minutes. I could tell in the first quarter when he played through the first, and then he played like a minute or two into the second. I was like, oh man, I got to take all his second half stuff. I have to. It didn't work out, but it was the right call, man. All he needed was 8 points. Oh, so close.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Yep.
It's betting, right?
Exactly. Sometimes you don't get the best of both worlds, and sometimes you do. So we'll definitely settle for the victories where we can, and the process was totally right. I mean, I was there with you. We just needed a little bit more, I would say, effort, but I think he was just a little gassed towards the end of the game there. So, I can't cry too much about it.
No.
He at least covered the full game.
Yeah, no, it's one of those ones where it's like you still did good. You still did good on all the other stuff. It was just that close to just being that amazing. But I'm not mad at it. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it was so close. And everything else did good though, man. All the plays on the stream yesterday, pretty much, except one, like we said, that's crazy. And then all these money lines and spreads too. Can't be mad. Not complaining at all, betting gods. Still love you.
No. Super excited about it. We have a pretty interesting slate for tomorrow. So, again, 4 games. The teams of relevance. So let's talk about kind of the brackets here real quickly. As far as like the spread, total, money line stuff like that, I think for the most part, this is a nice little juicy. I think this one actually is a low-key really nice nuggets. They're not giving Canada much respect here, which I mean is totally understandable. They've been lousy this Olympic tournament. I hate to say it, so much talent on that team, but they just haven't been able to put it together. But one thing that really kind of bodes well for this right here is both of these teams are not playing any defense. It is players playing heavy minutes, going out there and giving it their all. This game is super important for a couple of reasons. So Canada basically out of the running. There's nothing that's going to keep them in here. One of either Nigeria or Australia should pick up the win. But I'm thinking, especially for Nigeria, super important. I mean, France is already locked in, so Nigeria and Australia are both fighting for that second spot. And with the tiebreakers, they're only 3 points apart, so it's really neck and neck. And it's tough to say, who's got the better matchup. I think, actually, it's kind of weird to say, but I think Nigeria actually could pull off the upset here, and I would not be surprised. But this game total at 132, I kind of like this. I think this is a pretty solid straight bet. And if you want to get kind of cute with some of the totals here, you could take the alt lines for that, or if you want to take like an alt spread, even for Nigeria, I think they could hang with Canada here. And then the USA, I mean, obvious winners here, so I'm not even going to sweat that. I don't know about the 19.5 though. That's kind of interesting. They burned us on this last game against Belgium.
What were you thinking? The plus 19.5 or just pass?
Probably just pass. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe even take a shot at this first half, 11.5. I mean, this did kind of stand out to me, but USA's been like right there on the line with like a 10-point lead for most of the halves that they've had so far. So, kind of torn on it. I don't want to get too cute with it, but I think this is pretty favorable. I mean, it is 2,400, but for clear-cut winner in USA, I don't mind parlaying that up together with something. Coolio. And then the France and Australia game is a true pick'em. I think France is going to pick up the win here, and I wouldn't be surprised just to kind of put Australia down for the tournament. But, I mean, Australia is they've been skirting around that win margin, and they're due for a game. I mean, this team's got way too much talent to just go out of the tournament like this. So keep an eye out for that one. All right, man. Well, that's what I got for that at the moment. And then we'll flash you guys with a couple of plays here queued up for PrizePicks. All the plays are in order, too, so just a heads up. We got any questions, comments we want to hop into real fast?
Oh, let's take a peek. What do we have here? Sean Drake's here. What's up, Big Sean? Big Sean winning some money in the Discord. What's up, buddy? He said, get them taglines ready. Andre Simon is here. What up, bro? It's good to see you. He said, I need the strongest two-man in the Olympics. I'm putting 500 down. I've been killing it 7 days in a row now. Let's go. He needs the best two you got, he said.
I really like these top four. I'm not going to lie. I have a deep dive, little breakdown for you guys here in a minute. But, I mean, Talbot, all right, screw it. We'll just head into it. Why not? It kind of goes off this question. Anyways,
okay.
I'll at least talk about these first four plays here real quickly, just to kind of maybe pre-answer a couple questions, and also for this comment here. So, I mean, Steph Talbot, absolutely. I think she's in a phenomenal spot here against France. She's going to see a lot of Gabby Williams, a lot of like that mid-range action that France does so well. I mean, playing 30 here. I got to look at the old write-up here real fast. Yeah, she's playing 33 and 34 minutes so far in the first two games. I mean, she had 12 and 19 rebounds in the first two matchups.
Wow.
This one is also going to be a really solid rebounding matchup. Ezzy Magbagor still cannot keep her hands to herself, so she has continued to see reduced minutes. And I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see her again tomorrow, kind of struggle with a few of the front court matchups against France. So I can't trust her, at least, I will say just in general, Ezzy cannot keep her hands to herself. So she's playing minimal minutes. But even still, I mean, this team's super stacked at the 4 and the 5. So I think that's still subject to rotations, playability, whatever the case is. So I love me some Steph Talbot. She's coming up on her kind of yesteryears, the latter part of her career here, but still phenomenal player. I mean, she's just going out and giving it her all. And again, Australia is really trying to pick up the win here to advance into the next round. So they're going to do a lot with Steph Talbot, and I think she's a pretty solid play.
I wish we had her.
I
wish we had her PRA, bro. That'd be crazy, huh? Or even her RA.
Yeah.
Something more than just one prop, but it is what it is. You like the rebounds the best out of anything. Not even close, huh?
I think it's her safest line just overall for what she can do. I mean, the scoring, we saw in the first and the second game, kind of different. She was like, 2 for 10 or 2 for 9, something like that in the first game. And then the second game, put it together pretty well, had a double-digit scoring effort. But and the assisting too, the team just as a whole, I mean, we got to keep in mind, basically it's been her and Sammy since she started. Those two are kind of the 1A, 1B, but they still have, Jade Melbourne mixed into this team, as well as, insert whatever other player that kind of ball handles some. So there's, I think, a great potential for this 5.5. I could totally see her getting 6, but if there's one thing she's always done well, it's the rebounding. And, I think that's just something that's, hasn't wavered so far in the two games. And again, somebody who's going to play 30 in this game, dare I say, she could potentially go out and play 35 minutes today of the 40 minutes. And I mean, there's just no way she's not landing into 7 rebounds here, man. I would just be completely baffled.
Yeah, and that's what we love. That's why obviously the Carlick thing hurt a little bit, but that's the same idea. Like, you feel really good when your player's getting 35 minutes. These type of games.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's one thing that we love about the ladies here. They're just the minutes are such a big thing for this.
Mm-hmm.
Real fast, just touch on brief summary for these last two plays. AT, she's been getting this rebound line. She's actually even better value on Underdog at 4.5. I think it's like a 0.9x payout or something. But she's got 6 rebounds, in both of the first 2 games so far, and I think there's a really high chance that we could see USA actually rest some of their starters today. Maybe not Asia, but they will definitely rest Stewie and BG as well as Feezy. So if any of those players, especially Stewie's the main one. If she goes and sits down, AT is going to play all those extra minutes. So I think I got her safely for about 18 minutes tonight, but if they rest them early, I think AT could even play 20 minutes tonight, and I would not be surprised at all.
Interesting.
And then
Yep.
lastly here real fast for Musa, she has been playing 29 and 33 minutes. I think this line is just ridiculously low for somebody who has 12... How many field goal attempts here real fast? She's had 13 and 15 field goal attempts per game. And on the other side, Canada has been so soft in the paint. It's unreal. They're comparable to both Japan and China just for lack of size down low. But Canada just as a whole, they're allowing 40 points inside the paint per game. And Musa actually is a phenomenal rebounder. She her offensive rebounding is Angel Reese style. She's had 4 and 7 offensive rebounds so far, and pushing double-digit rebounds just as a whole. So, gotta love the minutes, gotta love the effort, and again, Nigeria trying to pick up the win here to advance. So, love all 4 of those.
Nice. Okay, so he asked for his 2. Do you have a 2 out of those that you like the most, or are they all kind of like mix and match style? You like them all pretty much the same?
Yeah, I like them all. I totally skipped over Gabby here. Gabby is a complete misprice. If you look on the books, she is at 6.5 right now with juice on the over, which is kind of crazy. Primary ball handler for France by and large. I mean, there's really just her and Johannes, and then sprinkling whoever else. So this is totally getting bumped to at least 5.5. I love this line at 5 here. And I do have the plays technically in order, but I would mix and match these 4. I don't even mind the game stack here between Gabby and Talbot, and then just run these other 2 for that.
Okay, you said you had them in order earlier. I didn't know what you meant. Okay, cool. So that's the order of how much you like them. Got you. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. And then do you have one underneath there? Or did you not want to talk about that yet?
Yeah, I was just going to flash old Emma's assist here real fast. They did open it at 4.5, which, I think if you can find it on the books, that's still pretty solid. But she's just done so much in this tournament. It's insane. She's due for some kind of regression, but she did absolutely light up Japan in the prelim game, as well as the last time they played them. The only thing, I would say slight drawback is now that Van Loo is here, we did not have her in the prelims whenever they did play, so that could impact it a little bit. But Emma's just been shooting the ball way too much, and Japan's just given up an absurd amount of assists. I think they're actually the most assists per game for the women's league here, so it makes total sense. The only thing with her, she could see slight reduced minutes if the game just completely blows out at the end. This Belgium-Japan game, completely irrelevant. They're not playing for anything other than pride.
Nice. Okay, and I wanted to tell you, as you were talking there, I looked at Underdog and compared some stuff. This is interesting. So I think you're not going to find, like you said, that Gabby 6.5 on Underdog at 0.9, I think, but still, that 5 is crazy. You got to lock the 5 in right now. That's just going to bump. And then the Talbot at 6.5, that's only at 0.9x. So they're both great value on PrizePicks right now. And then that AT, like you have listed right there at 4.5, that's crazy too, right? So you just play the 4.5 there instead of on PrizePicks?
Yeah, if you're only limited to PrizePicks, I still don't mind it because it is a push factor, and it's not payout structure like with Underdog. You can still get a payout for a 2-pick. But if you have it on Underdog, absolutely. I love this 4.5 rebounds for the 0.9. That's such a good payout for her. Her odds were minus 145, and they just keep moving. 140. So this is a nice little payout for how much juice that is.
Did you put that top 2 picks in the Discord as a 2-pick already? The Talbot and the Gabby?
I did. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We had these paired up together, and then I posted kind of back to back with Musa and with Alyssa Thomas here. So I didn't officially pair it, but I think we could totally pair these up as a play.
Right on. Okay, perfect. So then I'm going to do that, and then the 4.5 AT on Underdog with what you have over there also. There's some other value on Underdog too. I thought you had.
Yeah, there's okay, so let's we'll take out some of these plays that we can't get access to here. Yeah, Musa here. I think this is even better an option to pair up together for a 2 pick. But yeah, Johannes here under 3.5 threes. I mean, honestly, come on, folks. I mean, our rule of thumb is always play these props anytime for the ladies at 3.5. So we're gonna do it here. I mean, she did pop off this last game and go 5 for 9, but no disrespect to Nigeria. You know, I love their team, but they are awful on defense, and so kind of makes sense. You know, she lit them up from 3, but the first game she played against an actual team in Canada, and they were able to shut that down. So I don't really see her being able to do the same thing here for those wing players in Australia. Sammy and Jade, plus all their bench players. I mean, phenomenal wing defenders. So I think, you know, she could maybe get 3 threes for this game, but asking for 4, I mean, that's really, really tough.
Yeah, you know what we need to figure out, and I wonder this, but I haven't looked into it. See how you have those 3 in their 0.9, 0.85, 0.9, and normally if we have 3 underdog plays, we know that that's the 6x, and that's the best value, right, in comparison. But when you have them like this, right, when you have them like this, I'm wondering how that equals out. Do you still want to do a 3 pick, or do you just want to do a 2? As far as value goes, I'm not asking you the answer at this second, but it's something that I feel like we should figure out. That's interesting, right?
It is. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely something like I think if we can, or if we can help it, maybe not all 3 of the discounted plays, but if we could do like 2 and then insert, you know, 1 other play to kind of offset for that, I'll gladly take, you know, almost a 5x. That's pretty close.
You going Emma under again, huh? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty close to what PrizePicks would give you.
No, I just randomly
I
clicked
thought
on
you
her.
were trying to do it. Okay. Okay. Got a little scared.
Yeah, so if we were talking a real play, you know, I think all 3 of these really solid.
Okay.
$10 is 45, so yeah, I can get behind these.
That's not bad. That's not bad if you think about it. You're getting that value on AT, that value on Johannes, and then you just get the normal play there. That's nice. Cool.
Why not? We'll go ahead and lock that in. We'll throw the old 10 buckers on it.
Bucket. Okay.
Bucket.
Sounds good.
All right. And then the last one that we had in the queue was Asia under rebounds. I know she's had exactly 13 rebounds in both games, but 1, that's crazy high. But 2, I mean, this is an actual game. I mean, let's be honest. USA's had a super cake schedule anyways. You know, Belgium was a decent matchup, but I mean, they're even riding the struggle bus right now. So, Germany. So this game, actually, just kind of talk about real fast. It's kind of irrelevant. Also, both USA is number 1 and Germany's number 2 already. They're already locked into this current group. So pretty well meaningless. It's just kind of up to them. You know, how long do they want to keep the starters out there? We did see today, which is also why we were on Curry and Holiday unders. We did see USA rest their starters, so I'm fully expecting. Oh, and side note, we totally could have went under LeBron too. I know you brought that up kind of later on in the day.
I did go under LeBron. Remember I put in Discord last night?
Yeah.
That 27.5 on Fliff was what?
Yeah, and I saw even Underdog actually moved him back up to that, and I
Really?
completely meant to circle back to that.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I didn't notice that. Okay.
So, I mean, just keep that in mind, you know, especially with, I'm sure we're going to have questions about some of the USA players, but they are definitely subject to resting today. I mean, there's one, USA is not going to lose, so they're going to shore up that 1 spot regardless, but even in the event that they did lose, they would still retain number 1 just for the tiebreakers alone. So, yeah, we're not going to lose, though. I'm not even going to say that, so...
Probably not.
Just keep that in mind. Both sides of the ball here, they could totally rest players. So name players, you know, that would definitely be Satu, because I mean she's coming back from injury anyway, so it's not like they need to push her in an irrelevant game. On USA side of things, I think Feezy dealing with that fasciitis or whatever that condition is that she has. BG coming back from an injury, so there's a lot of players that could totally sit down. Asia, I think she's the true question mark of will she sit early or does she kind of just play her normal role?
I agree. It'll be interesting.
All right, I guess now that we've yammered on for a little bit, let's get caught up on some questions, some comments, or if you got anything, even for that matter, you know, hit me with that.
Not really, bro. I'm happy to hear what you were thinking of with those plays. They all sound pretty damn good. Moose is the only one that scares me, but hey, what am I gonna do about that? I'm a player. Close my eyes and hope and pray with you. But everyone else, I'm like, yay! They all look great, and the value between one site and the other site makes me like them that much more. And then I was looking up the comments, and you know, I'm just gonna skip around a little bit. Trey says, so all 4 power play? Question mark. So what would you do with those 4 if you were? And obviously, if you have Underdog, you want to kind of split those up between which plays are better on which site, depending. You know, just to cover your bases, make sure you play the value. But if you only had PrizePicks and you have those 4 in front of you, would you play them all in a 4 power, or how would you break that down personally? What should he do? What should Trey do if he likes those first 4 there?
Yeah, I mean, so if say like you have, I mean, honestly, it probably would be better to do like smaller unit on the 4 if you just want to power it with that, or you can break them down into 2s. I think on PrizePicks, it's always so tough to, you know, kind of plan out the betting strategy. So I know we typically, if we have a fair amount of games, which we do for this one, so I'll definitely give it credit for that. But if we have enough games to do a lotto card per se, you know, I think that's totally a fine thing to do. Just play it at a lesser unit, you know, half over 25, you know, 0.25 unit or something like that. But pairing, I think mixing, matching has kind of been real clutch lately. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, no, totally. I totally agree. I was thinking, I also want to look into the 4 flexes and see why I don't want to do that. I know it feels good to have a little, you know, just in case type of feeling, but really, I think they're doing that to really just fuck with you with the value. So I do that every now and then, but I try to stay away from that. So if you were going to do a 4, we already know we like doing 2s and 5s. So personally, I was looking at that and going, okay, well, maybe we could just do those 5 because you do have 5 in that queue, and then do the 2 on top that you like the best as another 2 pick, and at least start there, and then start mixing and matching a couple, because we probably don't want to play AT at 5 as much, considering it's on Underdog at 4.5. You know, even if we don't have Underdog, it's still, to me personally, I would feel like, I'd rather not. You could play it once or something, but as far as matching them and stuff, I'd play the top 2 more than the rest. Play a 5 and be good.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's super smart. It's always so tricky because, I mean, you know, our stream from yesterday, for example, you know, all the plays that we talked about, phenomenal. But again, there's always that one miss.
Yeah.
It seems like, you know,
Yeah.
that one sneaky one that barely gets us. So
Yeah.
it's one thing about PrizePicks, I'll say, just to kind of in general betting kind of tips, you know, I'll just kind of throw out my personal take on it. They have the same schedule every single week. So, you know, we have our 3 different tacos on Tuesday every time. And then on Friday, we always have their protected play with scarcity and like a main sport, you know, how we have right now. They do a bunch of discounts and like extra stuff. I know they were doing like croissants and there's like a couple random flash sales or something like that. But the time to go big, you know, I would definitely say try to do that like on a Tuesday or on a Friday, whenever they're kind of kicking you something extra in your favor. Those are the times to really try and make a move. But the casting of a wide net has been a really phenomenal strategy, at least with PrizePicks, just because we get that 3x for the 2 pick. So essentially, if you're cashing out one of every one of your 3 picks, you're just breaking even. So I mean, even though that sucks, you know, you're not making money, at least you're not losing money. And on you know, a day like today, or back up from yesterday, the stuff that we had in play for today, we had one lotto card that hit a 2x, and then we had two picks that one of them missed, but the other one hit. So at the end of the day, we were up almost 3 units still at the end of the day, you know, and that was off the back of 2 different missed plays, but we still hit the correct, mix and matching, and that ended up cashing us out nicely for the day. So I think at least on PrizePicks, it's probably better just to stick with the mix and match unless we have like ultra confident 5 plays. Because I will say, I'm pretty damn confident about these 4 plays, but the 5th play, this one could have, these 2 could have a little push factor.
That's a really good point. You probably only want to play a 5 if you're really, 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 really solid about those 5. Because if you're even a little less about the last one or the third or the 4th one or whatever, you're just losing your shit. Like, because I seen Ian, not to call you out, but I see Ian in the chat, and he was talking about doing 6 picks, and we were talking about it earlier. And he's like, yeah, I get like 3 that I really like, and then I put 3 more in to make it 6. That right there is you're messing yourself up because they're already fucking you on the 6 pick no matter what. You should probably stay away from 6s regardless, no matter what. How are you going to find 6 picks you love that much where you're going to hit 6? It barely ever happens, and it's not worth it. So do it like you were saying. The 2s are not bad. The 5s, if you really, really love 5, and that's pretty much it. You don't want to do the 3s. The 4 flexes are, I don't know, man. We got to look into those, but I don't think those are worth it either. But it's interesting though, because the more I came from doing it on books and then came to the fantasy sites like PrizePicks and stuff. It's interesting how much of a difference it'll make. You can hit 5 out of 6 props and barely make any money at all. You can hit 4 out of 6 and lose money. Like, that shouldn't be happening. So you have to set yourself up right. You don't want to put 6s out there and just come up with being pissed off, winning the majority of your bets but coming up with $0. That's fucking shitty.
Yeah. It's definitely obnoxious, especially, if we have something like this where, say, one of these 2 plays ends up with a push and you're like, you're hoping for a 10x and then you're really coming out with that best of 5x, and then you miss one on top of that and you're like, oh shit, I got a 1.5x. So yeah, I made money, but does it feel as good to make that 0.5 as, at least a break even on a couple 2 picks?
Yeah. Yep.
Just food for thought.
It's huge. It's huge. I mean, think, like we were saying, the difference between an Underdog 3 pick and a PrizePicks 3 pick is a 6x on Underdog. I thought it was an error. It's a 6x compared to a 5x. If you have 3 love on Underdog and the same 3 on PrizePicks, and you're paying those 3 on PrizePicks, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. You have to do those type of things. You just got to do everything as much as possible. Look into every little part as much as possible. Figure it out, because they already got you. They already got you by the balls with their shitty ass plays. So got to do everything we can.
Exactly. And I'll say too, just also for like, even bankroll management and bankroll strategy, like, don't be afraid to back your unit size down. That's one thing that I definitely see people struggle with a lot, just in general, with just this industry as a whole. We'll say PrizePicks, for example, because they actually have the scummiest, but from a business standpoint, they have one of the best structures for them to earn money off of you. So every other site, if you don't know, doesn't have a $5 minimum. Like, that is just unbelievably outlandish to begin with. PrizePicks has that as their minimum stake in any kind of betting they have. So it already puts you at a slight disadvantage if you're not, I'm going to use air quote balling, because, everyone's bankroll is obviously completely subjective and totally wide open to be completely fine. Like, even if you're, for example, even if you have $50, you could do a lot of damage with $5 slips. Like, I promise you, it's not really. It's not something that's, you gotta get out of that mental funk of like, trying to hit it big. We're not going to the casino here, folks. We're putting in the work. We're putting in the grind. We're attacking good value, not lines, all kinds of stuff that's moving in our favor. We're not just going to the casino and saying, put it all on red, whatever.
Quote of the day.
So, again, with that being said, again, my Underdog account for this month already, I usually keep $100 in there. I'm up to almost $400 within this, last week or so. And that's all with $5 and $10 slips. I think at best I put 2 $20 slips in like the last 3 weeks. And that's if that. So you can do a lot of damage with a little, I promise you.
Yeah. And once you start building, your unit size can go up. And so, I mean, you can keep on doing whatever you want to do, but once you figure out how to win, it's over for them. It's over for them.
Exactly.
Like, you just got to figure out how to win, and everyone's different too, and they have different ways of wanting to do it. But that's what we're going to try to do here. We're going to try to have everyone win, because fuck the... oh, man, I hate the bookies so much. All right, let's get back to some comments. That was a nice rant. That was fun, though. Let's see. Where are we at? We got Ian. Speaking of, he says, since I'm first, that means our bets are going to hit today. There we go.
Exactly.
Eric says, I won $600 off the baseball picks last night. What? Love hearing that.
Love it.
Now here's one we don't want to hear. Bennett says, Misamin cost me $1,100 on 2 slips.
Oh man, hate to hear that. Yeah, she's been she's honestly been one of the best players in this entire tournament, man. I can't believe she put up what 24, 25 or whatever on USA. Like that was crazy.
She's like, just so you know, I didn't get kicked out of the W. I left on purpose. Let me just remind you. Give me the ball. Let me show him. Danny says, let's fucking go. Let's go, bro. Trey says, let's get this money. Let's go, Trey. Will says, you are officially the Mr. Miyagi of prop betting. I'm gonna hit the goat for you. Love
Appreciate you guys. Hey, again, you know, we do this because, you know, we're hoping to see everyone's hitting, everyone's making a little bit of, you know, walking around money, and it's been awesome. You know, we do something really special, and I'm not even saying like, you know, we as the ones providing plays, just the vibe of the whole thing that we're getting to do here, like betting wise, it's so awesome. I mean, like, come on.
Yep.
10 years ago, man, I would have never thought that this would have been a thing, and now I'm like, oh, this is normal. Like, this is so awesome.
It's because, bro, the daily fantasy people playing against each other, and now the sports books and this type of stuff, we play together against the bookies. It's the fucking best. We win together instead of playing against each other. Oh my gosh, it's great. Andre says, I really don't think Asia's getting 13 rebounds tomorrow. Talk to me, please. That's what we were saying, huh?
Yeah, man, I think right there with you. It's 12 and a half is pretty steep. I know she's had 13 exactly in the first 2 games, but if any one thing different happens, like she plays less minutes, AT plays more minutes, or, you know, one of the other bigs ends up playing more minutes, anything happens like that, I mean, she could just totally go sit down early, and I would not be surprised. I think the thing that's kind of interesting is the on the other side of things for Germany, they don't really have like a big that shoots a lot down low per se. I mean, she shoots a lot in like that kind of mid-range and somewhat from the arc, but I don't know. I mean, if she kills us, it'll be just off of a lot of offensive rebounds. So, I mean, that just kind of sucks. But if it's just a natural game, I mean, I don't think she's getting 13 again. I mean, 3 games in a row.
Nope, I'm not even scared. She gets 5 in the first quarter. I'm not even gonna worry. I'm not even gonna be like, oh no, it's chalk. No, it's not. She still needs 9 or 8. Danny C says Sabrina assist. What do you think about Sabrina assist? I didn't even know they had Sabrina assist as an option.
Yeah, she's at 4.5. I mean, I don't mind it. It's like right there on the line. You know, I think she definitely is good for 4. She got 5 in both of the games, so I totally get it. I don't know. See, the only problem with her is sometimes towards the end of the game down the stretch, she's been getting a little selfish and taking a lot of shots and not actually passing it. But I totally get it. I totally get it.
Want to know what I would do?
Pass.
Mm-hmm. I would at least hold up for right now, because she's definitely not bumping up. I'll say that first and foremost. She's not bumping up. So if you want to do it, maybe hold out just a little bit to see if you can find some better odds, or if you can get it at 4 even. But I don't know. I got it for 4. I don't know about for 5.
Pass.
Evan Sherman says Linskin's over points.
Yeah, so she's actually tucked away. Oh, where'd she go? No, yeah, she's right here. So this is kind of my B tier, mid tier plays for tomorrow. I'm not gonna go through a lot of the kind of breakdown for every one of them, but yeah, I guess as we get to a few of them, I'll definitely talk about. So she's pretty interesting. The only concern about her is like she's kind of hard capped on her minutes sometimes. Seen this a lot in the past for her. She plays in like that heavy mid 20, like 25 minutes, 26 minutes at best. That's the only drawback I will say for her. But she definitely served it up the first time they played Japan, and again, Japan really going to struggle with the size difference down low. So between Emma and her, they're going to have a lot to deal with. I know both of them hit their individual point line in this particular matchup. Emma had like 25 points against them and a ton of rebounds. But yeah, she's pretty solid. It's just really the minutes.
Okie doke. Oh, let's see. What do we got? Danny also says Gray assists. You think about Gray's assists? So what, a 6.5?
Yeah, man.
A little too much, huh?
That's pretty steep.
A lot to ask. It is. We have so many other plays that feel better, you just gotta
Pass.
Like how I did that?
Yeah. It just sucks because we're kind of sweating, again, if the starters are going to sit early, because if they do, that means Sabrina's coming in, and Sabrina's going to play all the minutes she can handle.
Ready for movie trivia? Get it over with real quick?
Sure.
All right, here we go. Sean Drake says, tagline trivia from 1988. The secret contest where the world's greatest warriors fight in a battle to the death. Side note, it's one of my favorite movies.
I think I know what that one is.
Oh, we'll just stop that then. What is it?
I believe that's Bloodsport.
Hey.
Fun fact, I was actually listening to this soundtrack the other day. How weird is that?
Hey. All right. Well, hey. You know what it means when you get the trivia right. That means the bets are going to be cracking. Hey, and if anyone's there haven't hit the like yet, hit the like, please, for us. That also helps the bets. And let's get down to the next one. Raul says, got a $25 free play for the Olympics. Which would you do? Greatly appreciated. $25 free play.
Yeah, probably this first five that we're talking about. Some combination between at least these first four. Like I really like the first four here, and then I got Emma here in the queue, but you could totally leave her off if you wanted to. Maybe some of these mid-tier options. I'll go in somewhat detail, just kind of talking about all of them. But yeah, at least these first four here. Some kind of magic with this.
Ian says, so if you have one extra pick you like, you don't think it's worth for a whole 15x difference between the 5 and the 6? No, it's not. Mm-mm. Do you know how much harder it is to hit a 6 than to hit a 5 there, Big Ian? It's very, 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 very much harder.
I'm going to tell you this as somebody who hit a 6x the first day it came out, the second day, the 5th day, and then never since.
Got addicted. They got you.
Bro, it is the most addictive thing I have ever seen.
Hey. Yeah. No, I just was going to add to that because look at his next comment. Feels so good when those 6-mans hit. That's what it is, bro. They got you. When you have that addictive feeling, that means you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, man. It's a phenomenal feeling, I promise. But no, so I'll just be, straight up with you guys, real talk. As somebody who definitely was right there with you, like, dude, I was chasing some 6Xs. Because, you think about it, too, you're like, oh, I'll throw, $5 on a 6X, even just cast a huge net. Because in theory, so if you hit just one out of every 25 slips, you break even. So, yes, in theory, that should seem like something that's pretty easy to do. But adding that extra leg to the parlay, man, I don't even know how many times, because, obviously we give you guys a lot of hell about it, and it's all in love and all in joking. But
we want you to win. We want you to win. We hate the bookies. That's all.
Yeah. Exactly. But go back in the Discord and look at how many different times that you guys have posted a 6 pick that has missed by just one.
And then,
just
and
imagine,
then have a heartbreak emoji underneath it, like fuck, they got me again.
yeah. Oh, I mean, just imagine if you just left that one random player off, or you just happen to leave the. So we'll take example for Lee Yuru. We were interested in her rebound prop at 11.5, and then right before we went on live, they actually pulled it. So thankfully, by good graces, we didn't get to break that down for the stream, and we didn't promote it, and have that as a play in the queue, and it was something that burned us on the front end, but saved us on the back end. So kind of the same thing, sometimes it's a blessing in disguise that, thank God you made that fifth pick just to 2x. It's not even a break even, you just 2x basically the same thing that you could have done with one less entire play. And in the long run, especially for the ladies here, I'll say this specifically just because the player pool is going to be a lot more smaller. It's a lot more finite. And unless you just have like a massive, NBA slate or something like that, where we can just grab from a lot of different games, it's really hard to find consistent like 6 plays that are all going to smack.
Bro, if you're looking at your plays on that 6 picks, and you're like, yo, these 2 are better than those 4, these 3 are better than those 3, or those 5 are better than that 1, you're fucking up. Straight up. If they're not all your favorite plays, you're not winning. You're not doing the right thing. So, but also think about this, bro. You do only 6 picks. Imagine the mind fuck of the bookies. They know what's going on, the psychology of this. You said you got to hit 1 out of every 25. That means 24 days straight you're losing. How do you feel after those 24 days? That's a whole nother thing. Your mind.
It's tough.
And then you're sitting there like chasing to try to get it back and to go more in a hole. They know that. They know. Don't let it happen. Don't do it.
Yeah. And you'll see, honestly, like real talk here, the best cappers, the best consistent people who are posting stuff, especially if it's on PrizePicks, we'll say, for example, the 2 picks are always the most common plays that they're going to see posted. You'll see, again, the random lotto cards, but even those, they're going to be 4 to 5 picks. They will never be a 6x. If you see somebody post on a 6x, like that is someone straight up chasing. Exactly. You're way better off breaking that 6 down into 3 different 2 picks. I promise you.
Yeah, exactly. That's why the people who've been doing it a long time understand you have to do 2 picks or you're not winning in the long run. It's set up that way. It's always like that. Every sports book, if you do parlays, you're not winning. That's how they win. So Linnell Turner, the next comment's perfect. He says, I do better with 2-mans. It's probably not just you that does better. Everyone does better with 2-mans if they, just focus down on what you do good and just focus on that. Don't try to get all overwhelmed with 6 picks and all this shit. That's just going to hurt you. We want to profit.
Yep. One out of every 3 slips. That's all. That's the minimum work that we're trying to achieve here. So we're at least breaking even. As long as you're breaking even, that is a win. I know it sucks, but that's still a win. Not losing money is the total win.
Dwayne Williams says he disagrees with us. He says only 5 and 6 picks are profitable on PrizePicks. 2 pick entries are terrible unless you're playing a promo, horrible value. I will say with the promo, it does make sense too. Better playing on books. And yes, we never would say playing on the books isn't better. Playing on the books is always better. But if we have to do PrizePicks, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I think that's also kind of subjective to what sport we're playing to. If we're talking NBA, yeah, I mean, man, I'll crank out 5 picks like every single slate for us. I mean, there's no problem about that. But whenever we get towards the more finite player pool that we have here, sometimes it's really tough trying to force that extra pick in there, especially by PrizePicks standard, because these are not normal lines. Like there's very small window of just actual value that typically stays up on the board ever. So needing all 5 or 6 of those plays to be of value and then all hit at the same time, sometimes it's just really tough. It's really, really tough.
It's terrible, bro. And I will say, just to go back on what he said only 5 and 6 are profitable on PrizePicks. If you play those same 5 or 6 on books, you're making more money than you're making on PrizePicks. So really the 5 and 6, I don't agree with that. They're more profitable. But I will say there is stuff on PrizePicks that they don't have on books, which is stuff we do a lot. We make sure the WNBA, they don't got player props, first half and free throws and all these different things that you can do. So those kind of things we can take advantage of. So we stick to 2s and 5s every now and then. We can profit in the long run. In the long run, too. Even though PrizePicks is the hardest site to win on, we can do it. Messerman points over 22.5. What do you think? Daniel 14.
Man, this would be the one game that she would disappoint when you finally take the over. I'm just gonna throw that out there. She's burned us the last 2 games trying to take the under, and I would not be surprised. So, I mean, so she is definitely in a good spot. Like I said earlier, between her and was it Kiara? Those 2 down low are in a phenomenal spot, and they cooked them in the friendlies and earlier on in the year when they played. But she's done so much this tournament. This game is super irrelevant. Neither one of these teams are in the running to make it, and it really just depends on her minutes. I mean, if she's still going out there playing 35, anywhere from 33 to 36 minutes, then she's probably going to crush this. But she's due for a little bit of regression, so I mean, just keep that in mind.
Pass.
Chris says, preach to me. What?
Do we have lines? Do we even have lines for her?
I don't know, but I would not want to bet that.
It's super high. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
He hits 2 buckets in the first, and you're like, okay, 19 more to go.
Yeah.
Hell no. Hell no. She's not Asia or anything. 23.5. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty steep. Pretty steep.
Not going under, but not going over.
Well, so I mean, think about this. Why did PrizePicks open her at 22.5 and not like 23 flat or 23.5? Why is she on a discount?
I'm glad you brought that up. Why do you think? That's PrizePicks.
Y'all, I would tell you, PrizePicks has had the most inside scoop for insider info I've ever seen. I mean, there's
too much knowledge. There's too much knowledge being dropped in one episode. I can't take it, bro.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Why do you think she's 22.5 on PrizePicks but 23.5 on books? And what do you think the positive EV people are going to do today?
Emma Nathan, just throw that in your 6-pick. That's for sure. Okay, that's a great value. Oh, yeah.
Okay, have fun.
I mean, I think people, are probably still going to try and go for the under again here, which is, I mean, I think this actually might be the time that she could go under, but it's all just on her level of effort and try. Again, they're not playing for anything, so she could go out and just pass the ball a whole lot and, rack up a triple-double, have like 10 points or something.
You just said the word. You said it.
Pass.
Danny C says, Sabrina, 8.5 points. What about Sabrina, 8.5 points? And you talked about her assists. What about her points? It's kind of sketch because of her minutes, right? Although I think she can get there.
Well, she just plays in her rotation. She plays alongside of a bunch of the other guards. She shares minutes with Lloyd and Jackie and Copper. Oh, Sprinkle and Copper. I mean, Copper's kind of actually not been doing anything, but today would be the day for Copper to actually get some minutes. So, or she's still hurt, actually. I forgot about that.
I think she's okay. Thought she came back. They're not giving us Dinos points anymore, are they? They've had enough of that.
No, they said 5.5 was still too low, and she stayed under.
A starter at 5.5 and still under. Wow.
Yeah. What was her point line? Crap, I was looking for that.
Oh, Sabrina, 8.5?
Yeah, 8.5.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we definitely need her to fall into a couple extra minutes. She's playing 19 minutes exactly. I would really like to see her play like 21, 22 minutes. That would make me feel really good about it. The only thing is, kind of the 3-point volume's been kind of up and down. The first game or the first game against Japan, she cooked them, and then against Belgium, only 2 threes, which is kind of interesting. I don't know.
You know what I think?
I think
bro?
I would.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were done with it. What's up?
I was just gonna say. I mean, I think I would be leaning maybe a little bit more towards that 4.5 assist over the points if I had to pick.
I'm I'm just on these type of plays. I'm just comparing them to the other plays you have in your queue. And I'm like, they just feel so much better when you got a player with 30 minutes, 35 minutes coming up, or things like that. Like, you could play this, but it's like, I hate sitting there and hoping that the game script goes your way. You know what I mean? Like, I want to already know that part, and then they just got to do their job. You know what I mean? It feels so much better to do that. So it's hard for me to do those kind of plays. Anyways, can y'all see Asia getting 18 plus points? Enjoy the videos. So meaning 17 and a half. It must be the discount on Underdog, maybe? Or maybe an alt play? You think she's getting 18?
Yeah, I mean, so I still have her for like right at 20 points. I mean, she's still killing it in that early first half. I mean, it's been her and Stewie. Well, actually, Stewie has overtaken her for more points, but which is also kind of weird. But yeah, again with Asia, I think she's the wild card for minutes for this game. You know, out of the players that they could sit, they're definitely going to rest Stewie. Like, Stewie resting, I am ultra confident about. She will definitely see some kind of produced minutes.
What under you doing then?
I mean, dude, I'm really tempted on this 20 and a half points. Like,
I'm with it.
There's no way.
I'm with it.
There's no way her and Asia are getting that.
I'm with it. Fuck it. Let's do it. Doesn't have to be a play for everybody else, but we're definitely doing it. Definitely doing it in my account. It's one of those ones, though. People are like, what? You did what?
Oh, look at that. Yeah, I mean, minus 130. I totally think she can move down to 20 or 19 and a half. I mean, so this is Stewie's regular season line that she's been for the last several games. Just keep that in mind. And this is an Olympic game, an irrelevant Olympic game at that she could see reduced minutes. And, I mean, if she plays like even 4 less minutes, unless she's just absolutely cooking early in the first half and she's killing us from the free throw line, which she had 0 last game. Kind of interesting. This is super efficient. I mean, 7 out of 10, 70%, 78%. Like, come on, that's not sustainable.
Right. It's way high for a game like this. I don't mind the under at all, especially a game like this where they don't need to win. Like, they don't need to win by 1,000 points. This is the one.
Yeah, and just lastly, real fast here. So we saw this last game too. The minutes increase, I think, is also something to note. The United States wanted to make sure that they were solidified to going into the next bracket in the next round. So they did push the starters as a whole. We saw all of them play increased minutes. And, you know, credit due where credit's deserved. Belgium definitely was giving them the business and kept it a very close game. So I don't think tonight's going to be that close, surprisingly. You know, even though Germany is second in the bracket, it's still almost a 20-point spread. And if the starters go out and do their thing, I mean, I think we could even see them play like 24, 25 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised.
Why do you think they didn't give us her PR or PRA or anything like that? Because they know she's not going to hit that if she loses any minutes at all. They know too.
Yeah.
They know.
I think the rebound under, again, is still interesting. I know you were on that last time, but
8 though.
7.5.
Oh, if we had an 8, it'd be a smash, but I'm scared.
Yeah.
Little scared. I'd rather take the under 20 and a half, I think. I do like that. Let's see. Linnell Turner says, should have left Durant off today. Crying emoji. What did Durant do?
Oh, man.
He didn't do very good? He just didn't do much, huh?
He did what we unfortunately said on the stream yesterday. I said 15 points is way
too high. Too high for a guy coming off the bench when they're trying to play the players that haven't played much yet, right?
Yeah, and I mean, that was definitely an unfortunate, drawback we saw again. Players DMP, players, Halliburton also getting random minutes here. So it sucks because the game threes are going to be kind of volatile in that nature that the coaches could just be like, okay, you're done for tonight, so go sit down, and that'll be that. It sucks, especially with USA, man. It's one of the most frustrating things because we're just so good and so stacked at all the depth that we have that just on any given night, they're like, all right, we had you penciled in for 26 or 24 whatever minutes for today, so you're done, go sit down, and whatever the game script is, it is what it is. But it it's definitely something, we're playing kind of a dance, guessing game for some of the players, but one of the things that the bookies have done so well, I'll even show you, for example. Tell me one common thing that you see with the popular plays right here off the top of your head, underrated. What's common here?
The first 4 are high numbers.
Oh, no. Just from on the popular plays, the little flame symbols in the order. What's one common denominator with every single player right there?
The team they play on.
Yeah. I mean, their name value. These are all named players. This is all that people in the betting world know are these named players.
Was that my movie trivia? Did I get it?
Yeah. We'll give it to you. I think it counts for a win.
Yay!
Yeah, the name value. The name value. People are so afraid to attack these other players. I mean, look at this. This is literally an entire popular board of all Team USA and Belgium who have the other, known players from the WNBA. And then there's Satu sitting here on the bottom. And then there's nothing for the other. I mean, there's 10 other, 4 games, 8 teams. So there's 6 other teams. I mean, we're talking 30 other players here, and nobody's interested in any of them.
I just did that because there's too much knowledge on one stream. But for real, that's the thing. We can find a prop here and there, blah, 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 but we got to put it all together. So we just got to make sure we see what they're trying to do and go around the other way and figure it out. When they're trying to get us one way, we go the other way. Man, they can't outsmart us. We might get hit every now and then, but we come back and we win in the end. Dwayne says, I feel you guys on that. When you only have pick 'em, nothing you can do. I appreciate y'all though. Oh yeah. He's saying, you can't play if you can't play it on the books. Doing it the way we're talking about might be the right way, right? So am I reading it right?
I think so. Definitely appreciate the feedback, man.
Yeah,
that's one thing we love here in the community. Love the back and forth. Also, I love to hear you guys' thoughts. There's been many a time we, I'll shout out Webb again the other day. Had that team total for the stream yesterday. Was it Germany or whatever? But it came through for us. So don't sleep on the fam. The crew here. You guys are just as much of a part of this as we are. Trying to do our part.
for sure. We're just trying to throw our experience in the pot, and you throw yours in, and we'll figure out what we do together the best and see what we come up with. More minds, the better. He says, I agree. It's not always profitable. That's a great point of clarification. PrizePicks, the odds have to be better than the books. 5 and 6 picks are minus 119. Y'all keep it up. Don't mind me. No, it's all good, bro. Bring all the things you had to say to the table. We're just having fun, kicking it around, figuring it out. But I mean, when you say that to me, this is what I'll say to the positive EV people that say, hey, if you do 5 or 6, it's minus 119. It might be minus 119, but you're putting your 5th and 6th favorite play in there. So it's different. Say you're playing at minus 119 by itself. You can take your favorite play and get 119, but then you got to pick your 5th and 6th at minus 119. So in the end, it's a little different than it looks, is how I like to say it, because sometimes that, for learning purposes, that's cool. But really in the long run, after you've done it long enough, you realize, maybe I should do it this way, and everyone's different. So just got to figure it out. But to me, and what we've noticed is if you just do 2 picks consistently, that's pretty much the best way to profit in the long run. Danny C says, I need some unders. And then he says, points under Stewie. I mean, it's probably not going to be an official play, but I think I'm going to run it.
Yeah, I mean, she's already 19.5 on PrizePicks, so that 20.5 I feel pretty good about. There, I think there's definitely a couple of interesting unders that we could consider here. Just from this little kind of mid-tier list, though, I'll riff off just at least these first 2. So Bridget, I mean, she's had 8 rebounds in both of the games so far. She plays a ton of minutes. I mean, like 33, 35 minutes, so should be out there for a lot of it. Promise, she's an really interesting play. She had 9 assists in the first game and then 5 against France. But France is a really solid team, and they absolutely beat the hell out of them. So did see some kind of reduction there. And just in general, the team wasn't making many shots. But unders. Let's look for some unders. All right. Let's clear this one out.
We're coming up on hour 15, by the way, sir, as well. So you know.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh, my dogs are definitely letting me know. I promise.
All right. They talk on command like that? That's cool. What'd they say? Lassie.
I heard him hacking on something over there. I'm like, what are you doing, big gooberhead? Okay, so I was looking for. There is the opposing center for Germany center opposing USA. She's at 8.5 points. I think this is actually a pretty solid look for an under. The centers have been getting into foul trouble for obvious reasons against Asia and Stewie down low. She only has she has a pretty capped out field goal volume overall. She only takes like 7 to 8 field goal attempts per game. Plays pretty heavy minutes, so I mean that is one drawback, unfortunately, just because they do have Nayara is still going to be projected to be out for this, so they are kind of missing that extra body down low. But the scoring upside is going to be very difficult. She's been very passive, and they've been really fine with just leaving the ball in Satu's hands. So I think that's a pretty solid look there. And then let's see, did you have any unders that were standing out to you?
Not really off the top of my head right now. I really haven't had time to dive into the one for tonight, but I'd like you, bro. That one you brought. As you speak, I'm putting in my Breonna Stewart under 20.5.
Yeah. All right.
Well, but no, I don't have
And
any
then,
that I'm thinking of. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say another just kind of interesting under Alexis Peterson. She came up pretty short this last game, missed that 6.5 line that she did have, but asking for 6 against USA is pretty tough. She's not really I mean, she's their lead playmaker, but man, I don't know if she's going to get 7 against USA. Let me see. Do we have any kind of odds on this? Probably not. Nope, of course not.
Oh, that's
Just curious what my
Sorry.
my odds are here. No, you're good. All right, so they did not give us anything for that. It's annoying. Yeah, at least consideration play. I mean, asking for 7. Any of the playmakers against USA have not been getting that, so I could see that for being an under. If you want to chase the 12, I get it, but that's kind of pushing it. And then that's about it.
That's plenty. That's plenty.
Oh, and maybe this one. Amy, she's been seeing reduced minutes for whatever reason, not her normal role. She really kind of struggling. I mean, this team's got a lot of rebounders, a lot of mouths to feed.
Coolio, bro. Dwayne Williams says you're 100% right. Appreciate you, bro. We're all right, actually. We're just doing it together. It's the best. Hopefully we can take the bookies' money together and celebrate. That is the best part about it. Danny C says, I ain't scared. Took Asia under on rebounds and Stewie's points. Under. There we go. Unders. Don't be scared.
Hey. Gotta get them down before they move.
DJ Chapman says, what about Gray over assists? You talked about Gray. It's just a little bit much, huh?
Yeah, it's a little bit high. I mean, they're kind of expecting her to stay under. I know she's at 6, which, I mean, kind of seems appropriate, but I'll say, man, she's really struggled this season. I mean, she's playing with a lot of players that she has chemistry with already. Even if it's just Asia, like even if I had to pick one player for the amount of scoring that Asia has been doing, I know she had 9 assists this last game, but that first game stats really got me scared. I mean, that which game was it? Japan, or she only had like 1 or 2 assists. Yeah, she had 13 this last game, and then it was against Belgium. So against a real team, she only had 3. That worries me.
I feel you. Okay, well, we're to the end, and Ian's wanting us to do the second movie real quick, and then we'll be done. And then you can do the quick recap. Will that work?
Yeah, we can do that real fast.
All right. Let's get to this movie trivia from Big Ian Warner Comedy. He says, Second tagline trivia. Movie is from 1978. The line is, just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water.
That would be from Jaws, I think.
Which Jaws, the judges say.
Jaws 2, actually.
Oh my goodness, he's done it, folks. People. This guy.
I believe even more further so, that was also one of their movie poster promotions.
Oh my, what don't you know? So,
Yeah, I had way too much time growing up, so there's that.
dang, bro. Okay, so basically you got both trivias, you got all the plays from yesterday's stream except one, you got all the money line and totals, I think. And now we're at the end, so you can recap your favorite plays for tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a gander at the old write-ups here real fast, and we'll go through them.
Or we could say the morning, but yeah. Cool. Let's do it.
Yeah. So hold on, real fast. Make sure we got the underdog ones queued up. Yeah, I think we felt the strongest about these three, right?
If you want to put Stewie on there, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, she gonna be in there too for sure. All right, so for our plays over on PrizePicks, we had first up with Steph Talbot, 6.5 rebounds. She's playing about 33 to 34 minutes a game. She put up 12 and 9 rebounds so far in the first two, and this is a must-win game for Australia. Next up, we're running it back with Gabby Williams. She's actually at 6.5 assists with slight juice on the over on the books currently. She's been their clear-cut number one playmaker. She has had 7 and 8 assists so far in the first two games, and she's really only competing with Johannes off the bench and then like whatever random players with the starters. So really like this line. Great value. Third up, we have Musa with 10.5 points. She has been playing 29 and 33 minutes. She's been putting up a lot of field goal attempts. She had 13 and 15 so far in the first two games, as well as cleared this line. So I think this is really solid value for us. Another thing with her as well, she has exceptional rebounding. She's a phenomenal offensive rebounder, more so. She had 4 and 7 so far in the first two games, so those second chance points are leading to a lot of production for her down low. Quick swig of water there. And then on to number 4, we got Alyssa Thomas at 5 rebounds. So this play is actually at 4.5 on the books, and something we'll get to here in a minute with Underdog. She's cleared this in both of the games so far. She had 6, so I think there is at least a safe push floor. By PrizePicks standard, though, this is pretty solid. And then lastly, with Emma, she had 5 assists. She's at 4.5 on most books here, but should be really heavily leaned on for playmaking, her and Van Loo alike. She's done a lot of scoring, so I think that there's definitely some kind of mediation between maybe her shooting and the playmaking upside, but she's already done so much, and Japan is allowing the most assists per game, so I think 5 maybe has a bit of a push, but it feels pretty safe for us. And then lastly here for Underdog, our plays, we're going to be Alyssa Thomas at that 4.5 rebounds. I think 0.9x is totally fine. I'm totally good with that. She's minus 140 on the books too, so pretty good value. And then one of our old rule of thumbs here, any of these ladies at 3.5 threes, we got to go under. It's a 0.85x, so pretty decent value. She's pretty heavily favored to go under, so kind of surprised they're actually not moving this down just yet, but you got to show me. You went 1 of 9 that first game and 5 of 8 or 5 of 9 this last game against Nigeria. Super soft defensive matchup, and Australia has been pretty stout on the wings, so you're going to have to show me. And then last up, we got Stewie. Full point tax on her points here at 20.5. She's already moving down on PrizePicks. She's at 19.5 already, so good value here. Solid payout at 0.9.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. Love them all. Good job. One take right there, buddy. One take.
There you go. There you go. All right, y'all. We are about to get out of here. I'm going to go grab some food because I am starving. It's been a pretty solid day. So, again, give yourselves also a round of applause. Making a lot of money in that Discord. And where is it, you might ask? going to be down below, and that links to our Patreon. We're still running that 7-day free trial, so make sure you guys tap in. If you were in today, you paid for most of it already off the rip, so make sure you guys check it out. And then one last little thing on the way out, do us a huge favor, hit that like and subscribe button to make sure that you don't miss out whenever we do go live. This wacky Olympic schedule has definitely put a bit of a wrench in our scheduled time, so we appreciate it though, nonetheless, and you guys hanging out here are awesome. All right, man, you got anything else for us?
I was just wondering. I was sitting here listening to you, and I was like, "Damn, bro, you're killing it today." I was thinking, are you super high today? Are you just chilling, or what? Are you just rolling through? How many? What'd you smoke today? Smoke a lot or what?
Enough. Definitely some celebratory smoking engagements after our wins today. But no, man, I'm feeling pretty good. I think the vibes were right today, and it's been a good day so far. No complaints.
Love to hear it. Let's make it happen again. All right, let's get out of here.
All right, y'all. Good luck. Hopefully, we're waking up some green, and we'll catch y'all later.